Think about those previous generations, though, you know, those people who seem to achieve so much more despite starting out with so much less, you know? I think about my granddad came to this country with £3 in his back pocket, right? And he was still able to start a family here, build a life for them. He was able to own property, largely because he drove down house prices in every neighborhood he went to, but he was able to own property, not possible anymore. I think because of the intergenerational divide in this country at the moment, you know, a lot of it is down to the fact that social, political, economic power still largely bound up with the older generation, right? Baby boomers, a generation at the top who are using their lofty position in order to sort of like pull the ladder up from beneath them and then sort of like set fire to the ladder, right? Destroy all ladder manuals, right? Systematically underfund every ladder factory in the country, retrospectively deny the existence of ladders, while claiming that in their day they were simply better at jumping. I don't want to seem like I'm being unfair, you know, I'm sure there's some nice members of the older generation watching at home. You might be thinking to yourself, Ahir, chill out, you know? I'm a baby boomer. We systematically destroyed an entire global ecosystem in a single generation. The fuck have you ever done, right? And fair enough, swag, that was badass when you guys did that, right? Game, respect, game. I admire the hustle, right? But the point is, with intergenerational inequality, it's like any kind of inequality, right? The deck is stacked, and we have chosen to pretend it's a question of priorities that have prevented outcomes from being identical, right? The number of times I've heard, oh, you're worried you're never gonna get on the housing ladder, but you're happy to spend £3 on one of your fancy coffees, yeah? Oh, yeah, worried you'll never even get a little flat, but you're happy to spend £3 on one of your fancy coffees. Bruv, that's because you bought all the £3 houses! Few of those left, I'd prioritize that over a macchiato, sure. That is not the world we currently live in, right? Guys, I, as an individual, currently earn more per annum than both of my parents did, put together, adjusted in real terms, when 23 years ago, they bought a 4-bedroom detached house in North London. The problem is my fondness for brunch. So now, it just feels as though we're being forced to live through some gross fetishized approximation of someone else's good old days, right? And that's standing in the way of creating good new days that might turn into your good old days one day, you know? And good for who, anyway? Well, oh, do you remember the good old days, mate? Oh, I miss the good old... Do you remember the good old days? Oh, I miss the good... Oh, that's what I miss. I miss the good... Do you remember the good old days? Oh, I miss the good old days when you could leave your front door unlocked and everyone had polio. But no, I miss the good old days, he sighed whitely.